Everyone was invited to my cousin's wedding except me. My mom said I'd ruin her day. I still can't believe I'm even writing this out, but maybe getting it all down will help me process the whole thing because it's been eating at me. I grew up in a big family. I'm an only child, but my mom's side is full of cousins and aunts and uncles who are always around. For as long as I can remember, my mom has been very particular about how I show up in family settings. She's the type who wants everything to look perfect from the outside. She always worried about what the neighbors thought, what people at church thought, what her friends thought. I was the shy kid who sometimes stumbled over words, didn't always know how to fit in, and definitely wasn't the star student or athlete she seemed to want me to be. My cousin, who I'll call Emily, has always been like the golden child of the family. She's pretty, smart, social, and just seemed to check all the boxes. Growing up, whenever we were at family events, everyone was complimenting her. She got into a great college, got a great job, and now she's marrying a guy my family thinks is perfect. I never resented her as a person because she's actually been kind to me in little ways over the years, but I always felt like my mom compared me to her constantly. I was never enough in her eyes. Fast forward to this year. Emily got engaged, and it was the talk of the family for months. I tried to be happy for her. I even sent her a long text congratulating her, and she replied with a sweet message. When the invitations went out, I didn't think much of it at first because I assumed I'd get mine too. But days went by and nothing came. I checked with my dad, who is divorced from my mom but still attends family things sometimes, and he said he hadn't heard anything about me not being invited. Then I noticed all my other cousins posting about what they were wearing, how excited they were, things like that. I finally asked my mom if she knew anything. She went quiet for a minute and then told me she had spoken with Emily's mom about the guest list. I'll never forget her words. She said, "It's probably better if you don't come. You'd only ruin her day." I just froze. I didn't even know what she meant. I asked her what she was talking about, and she just said that I make things awkward and that Emily deserved a day without any distractions. She told me I should just let it go and not make it about me. That crushed me. I don't know how I could ruin anything. I've never caused a scene at a wedding, never fought with anyone in the family, never done anything remotely dramatic in public. I keep to myself most of the time. Sure, I deal with anxiety, and sometimes I don't know what to say, but that hardly seems like something that would destroy someone's wedding. It was like she was saying my very presence is a problem. I reached out directly to Emily a couple weeks before the wedding, just to check. Asked if she really didn't want me there. She sounded surprised. She said she assumed I was invited, and that she'd talked to her mom. But then she kind of backed off and said she didn't want to get in the middle of family drama. That stung because it told me she probably knew I wasn't welcome but didn't want to make waves. So the day of the wedding comes, and I'm sitting at home while literally everyone else in my family is dressed up and taking pictures together. My phone was full of notifications from social media with pictures of my cousins laughing and dancing, my mom smiling next to everyone like nothing was wrong, and my dad even showed up with his new wife. I wasn't in a single picture. I wasn't even acknowledged. It was like I didn't exist. I don't think I've ever felt so invisible in my life. I cried most of that night, not because I missed the wedding itself, but because I realized that my own mom didn't want me there. She decided for everyone that I wasn't worth having around. She didn't even defend me or encourage me. She actively shut me out. And the worst part is nobody else stood up for me either. Not one person in my family texted me that day to say they wished I was there. Not even my dad, who usually tries to be more supportive, reached out. Since then, I've been questioning everything about my family. I always thought they were a little judgmental, but deep down cared about me. Now I wonder if they've all just tolerated me this whole time because I'm different, or not as polished as they'd like. I don't know what I did to deserve being treated like I'm embarrassing to them. I keep going over past events in my head trying to find something that would justify my mom saying I'd ruin a wedding, and I can't find anything. The only explanation is that she really does see me as a flaw she has to hide. I've been going back and forth about cutting off contact with her. On one hand, she's my mom, and part of me still wants her approval, even though I know I'll never get it. On the other hand, the pain of knowing she deliberately excluded me from such a major family moment is almost unbearable. It feels like she chose her image over me, And once someone shows you that, how do you ever trust them again? I've also thought about confronting the rest of the family, but I honestly don't know what good it would do. I can already hear them saying I'm overreacting or that it wasn't my cousin's responsibility. But the silence hurt just as much as the exclusion. I just wanted one person to notice I wasn't there and care enough to check in, but nobody did. It's been months now, and I still haven't spoken to my mom. She's texted me a couple of times asking why I'm being distant and telling me not to hold grudges. That made me even angrier because she acts like this is just some little thing I should get over. She doesn't understand that being told you'd ruin someone's wedding is not something you forget. It sticks with you. It makes you question your worth as a person. I don't know where to go from here. Therapy has helped a little because I've been able to talk through some of these feelings with someone who doesn't judge me. But there are still nights when I lie awake replaying that conversation with my mom, hearing her voice say those words over and over. I keep imagining what it would have been like to just sit quietly at a table at the wedding, maybe dance once or twice and go home. That's all I would have wanted. To be included. To matter enough to be part of the memory. Instead, I was erased. And now I don't know if I'll ever feel like I belong in that family again.